What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down what's really moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO's up 1%, 351 the low, 359 the high. Kind of low volume though, so 10.6 million shares being traded, 32.4 is the average. Nonetheless, NIO is showing a lot of signs that it does want to move higher. A couple of different attributing factors. One is data. So Sunday evening we had industrial production, retail sales, and unemployment all coming in better than anticipated. So unemployment came in at 5%, forecast was 5.1. Retail sales, this one has been huge in China, so 6.4 versus 4.7, and then industrial production 5.8 versus 5.5. So very good data. That's what gave pretty much a good foundation for Chinese stocks to move higher today. And then you do have this. So a lot of signs that Iran wants a de-escalation of the whole kind of scenario that's happening. And a lot of that, in my opinion, is just because Israel did ask the states to kind of join. Nobody really wants the states involved. So I think this is a pretty good catalyst, or at least Wall Street is taking this as a good catalyst to really move higher. So let me know your viewpoint on that. Specific to NIO, there was a couple of things that did come out. So latest in weekly updates for the power stations. So there was 7 new ones. So again, some of you, if you're keeping track, they are at 18.6% of their annual target of 2005. And then the only thing that kind of came out worthwhile to bring up was this right here. So the ET9 has achieved a water safety far exceeding China's national safety standards by more than 6 times. So I think just NIO's tech is amazing. This one, I don't know if this is a good catalyst to go out and buy NIO, or is there a reason to sell, but it's just good FYI, kind of shows what you are investing in. So let me know your viewpoint on both of those points. Aside from that, not really much coming out official news-wise, no SEC filings or anything along that aspect. So it is just merely piggybacking off of the broader market. Shorts though, for whatever reason, they are really breaking the trend. So ultimately they did peak recently on June the 3rd, so coinciding with their earnings. Since then, they've been returning. Today, like I said, they're breaking trend, increasing 5.11 million shares. 13.55% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 209 million shares overall are being shorted. Why they are increasing? Maybe they do sense that NIO is starting to build up some good momentum to really move higher, or possibly might be something else that hasn't been announced. Again, if you believe that, let's say, shorts and big money knows ahead of time what might be coming out, so maybe they're acting based on unknown information. So let me know your viewpoint on why shorts are increasing. Through IBKR, as I've brought up in the past, it does currently have in excess of 10 million shares available. So if shorts really wanted to double down, they could, but at the same time, you can kind of see what happened today. It did finally break off of that in excess of 10 million. So it did momentarily have 9.7 and 9.1. So shorts are, in my opinion, kind of getting to the stage where they're overextending themselves. So something to kind of keep in mind. But moving on from here, looking at the options, 219,000 in calls, 349,000 in puts. So kind of low dollar value based on this, but 47% of all the options being done are bullish in nature. But given everything, some of that could be shorts just hedging, so something to keep in mind. And as well, one thing I do want to bring up though, shorts were only increasing roughly around 1 million shares prior to this spike up right here. So a lot of this pullback is attributed to shorts. So again, just to kind of keep that in mind. But of the bulls, you see a consensus for it to be above that $4 range for this week. Bears for it to be sub 350. So given where we're at, definitely there's a lot more upside than down. But as of right now, these are all the transactions so far occurring on the dark pool. So dark pool is often enough used by large entities and as well shorts. So it is a little bit on the timid side, but then again, as I mentioned, it does match with the overall lower volume. But as far as right now with it at 355, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 347 is going to be a strong support support. Wasn't tested today, so that's always a good thing. Flip side, 363 is going to be the next strong target / resistance, and similarly wasn't really tested at all today, so it is just stuck in limbo. So going forward into the next couple of trading days or even later today, just watch for either of those. That will signal either a break higher or potentially a break lower. One thing to keep in mind as well though is the 50-day moving average sitting at 377. Historically, that is a very big deal for NIO. At the same time, that's usually where shorts really draw the line in the sand and they double down at that stage. So if it does get to that 377, at least in the short term, anticipate shorts to be fairly active, but as I did bring up, they are getting somewhat overextended. So it is a matter of time before either shorts do finally kind of deliver the dagger that really pushes it back to that $3 range, or shorts start to mitigate some risk, whether it be because of broader market momentum or some other attributing factor, and NIO does finally move back into that $4 range. But over the next week, I anticipate one of those two scenarios to really play out. So let me know your viewpoint on NIO. What's your thoughts on, I guess, the fastest World War III ever type of kind of scenario to play out, basically lasting like one day, if anything. So it is kind of a interesting market. Even our recessions, like, is just one day or like 20 minutes. That's for the most part it. So the market's a very interesting beast right now. So let me know your viewpoint. Are you buying NIO? Are you selling? On a side note, no new analyst ratings or anything like that, so not going to bother you and waste your time for that. So let me know your thoughts. Are you buying NIO? Are you selling? What do you think the next big catalyst is going to be? Do you think it's going to be their monthly numbers or registration numbers? Because registration numbers over the last 4 weeks have been rather poor. So tomorrow's could be that nice breaking point where it does also push higher. So let me know your thoughts on all that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon and give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.